Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Now before we get started, how about a little backstory? About a year ago, I looked at Princess Sofia's first Halloween episode, Princess Butterfly, where her sister, Princess Amber, unawareingly transforms into a real butterfly during Royal Prep's Halloween costume ball, which was another scheme set up by Cedric so that he could try to steal Sofia's amulet. And as I said before, it was good, but not one of my favorite Disney Halloween episodes. But the part where Sofia and Amber worked together to stop Wormwood was still awesome. Of course, all of us who have been watching the series over the past 9 years know that Craig Gerber and his team also made 3 other Halloween episodes for the series, with ghosts, witches, and trick-or-treaters. But for this episode, since we're still focusing on Season 2 this year, and because Sofia's series is currently on Disney+, let's take a look at her second Halloween episode and see what I think about it. Airing on television on October 3rd, 2014, this is Ghostly Gala. And now, let's get started. In this episode, Princess Sofia is preparing for a Halloween party in her castle's ballroom, but suddenly, strange spooky things start to happen. It turns out that there's a ghost in the castle and is trying to scare everybody out so that he can throw his own ghostly gala, a party for all ghosts in the kingdom, which happens every 100th Halloween. So, what are my thoughts on this episode? Well, to me, this episode was absolutely spooktacular. And it really was a major improvement over Princess Butterfly. And to further explain why I love this episode, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, firstly, as we all know, this is the second Halloween-themed episode on Sofia the First. Also, the moral of the episode is, sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to compromise, which is an agreement or a settlement of a dispute that is reached by each side making concessions, which to me sounds like something that my sister and I discussed just recently, which involves a special dinner to celebrate my 5 years working for Target and my sister's online classes tomorrow, as well as the time when Goofy learns to compromise with his son Max during a Goofy movie. Also to mention, this is the second episode to have a different closing credits sequence, which is Halloween themed. The first was Holiday in Enchantia, where the closing credits sequence was Christmas themed. As for the animation, well, to me, the animation by Toei is absolutely excellent, and I really love the Halloween vibe to it. Also, I think some parts of the episode kind of give me Casper and Haunted Mansion memories, despite the fact that this is a haunted castle, not a mansion. Also, I thought it was pretty clever that the text design for the episode's title card is similar to the one used during the opening of The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And now let's talk about the episode's song, Ghostly Gala, sung by Sir Dax and Boo. This song explains why Sir Dax is trying to scare everybody out of the castle so that he can host his ghostly gala and meet his ghostly friends and family that he only gets to see every 100 years on Halloween night. To me, this song is absolutely awesome and frightfully fun, and I think it ranks up there as one of the best Halloween songs of all time, like Grim Grinning Ghost, Shake Your Bones, The Monster Mash, and Thriller. Plus, I really love the Dancing Skeletons, which, believe it or not, is a parody to Walt Disney's first ever Silly Symphony cartoon, The Skeleton Dance. Also, during the song, Sir Dax mentions Uncle Roy and Walter, which is obviously a reference to Walt Disney and his brother Roy. By the way, since the Ghostly Gala happens every 100 years, I find it pretty funny that the Walt Disney Company is approaching their 100 Years of Wonder, which is happening in 2023 next year. I wonder if Walt and Roy's ghost will be appearing at Disneyland for next year's Halloween time. Anyway, let's move on to the characters and the voice actors who brought them to life. Princess Sofia is voiced by Ariel Winter, whom was young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, young Trixie in Speed Racer, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs The Lost Village. During this episode, Sofia is planning to host a haunted castle-themed Halloween party, and in my opinion, all the decorations she does for her party is absolutely fantastic. Also, during this episode, while she can be a little bit stubborn, she's also determined to make things turn out well for her, her family, and her friends. Also, I liked the part where Princess Sofia mentions that before she became royal, she used to attend haunted cottage parties in Dunwoody. Next is her brother, Prince James, voiced by Tyler Myrna. In my opinion, James is a fun but mischievous young boy, and I think he and Sofia make a great sibling team, like in most episodes. Also, during this episode, James finds out about Sir Dax by seeing Sofia talking to him and then confronting her about it, which to me feels like a foreshadowing of the Curse of Princess Ivy, where Amber finds out about the secret of Sophia's amulet by seeing her talk to Clover in a way that she reveals that she can understand him and then confronts her about it. But unlike Amber, James retains this knowledge and doesn't betray Sofia. We also have Sophia's bunny friend, Clover, voiced by Wayne Brady, whom was in Clifford's Really Big Movie, Stuart Little 3, and Food Fight. Now, I still consider Clover as one of my favorite characters in this series, and while Clover's role in this episode isn't really too big, I find it pretty interesting that Clover can talk to ghosts. Plus, I like that he makes friends with a ghost bat named Boo, and when he tells Sofia about Sir Dax's intentions to scare everybody. Also, the part where Clover does a jump scare was pretty cute. Next up is Sir Reginald Daxter Sircliffe IV, or Dax for short, voiced by Mick Wingert, who voiced Slappy in Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween, Mr. Wilkinson in the Tom and Jerry Willy Wonka crossover, and Cutler Beckett in Kingdom Hearts 3. Dax is a royal ghost who lives in the castle's attic. During this episode, Dax plans to host a ghostly gala for his ghostly friends and family, and he tries to scare everybody out of the castle so that he can host it. To me, while Dax was kinda rude at first, his motivation to scaring everybody is understandable. Plus, I don't really find him to be a scary kind of ghost. He seems more like a laid-back kind of ghost, due to his hobby for reading. However, the part where Dax scares a whole flock of bats out of the castle was awesome. And I like that Dax thought of a way that both he and Sofia could both have their parties. Dax and his ghostly relatives would have their ghostly gala while pretending to be Halloween tricks at Sofia's party. Finally, we come to Boo, a ghost bat voiced by Mitchell Whitfield, who voiced Greylock the Grand, Demi in Vampirina, and Donatello in 2007's TMNT. Boo serves as Dax's faithful companion, and in my opinion, I find him to be a cute and funny character. Also, I like his friendship with Clover. And now on to my final words. Overall, Ghostly Gala is a frightfully awesome episode. The animation is spooktacular. Sir Dax made a pretty interesting one-time character, even though this is not the only time he appears. Sofia was characterized very well. Also, the episode does a great job showing a two-sided conflict with both sides being completely justified. Plus, I think the humor is pretty good. The ghostly Gala song is fun to listen to, and it has a good lesson on compromise. If you folks want to check this episode out, then by all means, tune into Disney Plus to watch it. As for my rating, I'll give it a full 100%. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me for my next blog, Mustang Power.